Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody. Now guys, let's take a look at the gold market. Here are some changes that we have happened since our last discussion in the weekly research. So on the daily chart, situation barely has changed, so we just see that market turns to retracement. And in the weekly research we said that market really has chance to continue move higher, because on the 4-hour time frame chart we saw some side-by-side bullish grabbers, and they suggested the upward breakout and immediate upside continuation. But at the same time, market has formed a high wave pattern, and since currently the old Israel stands mostly due to the geopolitical tensions, we said everything, guys, will depend on what will happen in the geopolitical sphere, and maybe some other fundamentals could appear, and that will make impact in the core markets. You know, the tensions around the North Korea currently a bit eased, so that has led to a meaningful retracement on the gold. It's also the same action we see on other safe haven assets in Japanese yen and Swiss franc. So in general, it's the same action. Also, guys, in the nearest future, in the third quarter, it could become another headwind factor for the gold. If you're tracking the news from the United States Treasury, you probably should heard about the new amount of the bond that intends to be issued in the third quarter, and this amount is still it stands out mostly as amazing. So this the $500 billion notional amount of the bonds that should be issued in the third quarter. This amount is outstanding and hasn't been met since the crash in 2008. This is an attempt some artificial pressure on the foreign exchange market, because that could lead United States to support artificially the value of the United States dollar, because the huge amount of the liquidity, the $500 billion, will be dried out from the market, because it will be invested in this amount of the bonds. This will not happen in one day, but it's just very short term period, that 3 months. Also, as you know, the Fed intends to offload some balances on its sheets. Because you know that's a quantitative easing program, the Fed actively has bought back the United States bonds, and right now on the balance of the Fed, a lot of bonds stand, and they would like to offload some of them. This also will be some drive of the liquidity from the market, and that could make an artificial impact on the strength of the United States dollar. So this will be an attempt to support the United States dollar. That will be the headwind for gold. This will be press on it, because it makes the United States dollar more expensive. This will be negative impact on the gold market. But we will see how it will turn, how the auctions will take place on the United States Treasury. So this will be still the question. But anyway, in general, as you can see, it's a very tough situation right now, guys. In the political sphere, some financial steps that are taken by the Fed and the United States Treasuries. So it's a bit a nervous situation for the investors. So on the daily chart, guys, you can see we're still watching for the butterfly. Actually, we don't have any other patterns here, so we'll keep an eye on it. Also, market with this retracement down, we could keep an eye on the possible bullish grabber on the daily. So maybe not today, but tomorrow it really has a chance to happen. And in this case, this will give us more confidence in possible upward continuation, because pairing of the grabber will suggest the taking out of the step. So that's what we'll be watching for on the daily chart. On the 4-hour time frame chart, guys, you can see market has met some support. Here, guys, we probably can't talk on bread and butter anymore, because after the broken through the 3x3 moving average, the multiple closes below it, not just 3, but approximately 6 or 7 closes below 3x3. But at the same time, you can see market has retested the previous top. Okay, our high wave has been broken down, and we said if this will happen, be ready to downward action. But minimum target of the high wave mostly completed, since market mostly has pressed approximately the same distance to the downside as the length of the high wave. That's minimum target usually. And market is calling right now this area, so it's approximately 50% support the area, previous top. That's why maybe some upward bounce still could happen here. But it will be based not on some Jodnapple pattern anymore, but mostly on the pattern that we have on the hourly chart. The point is that on the hourly chart, guys, market has completed perfect ABCD retracement down, and it's also support of the previous top, as we said. That's why maybe by this factor, by this reason, market could show the meaningful upside retracement, and 1244, maybe 1280 area could be reached. So let's keep an eye on this possible retracement. But the ABCD pattern looks pretty nice. It has very harmonic A, B, and CD leg, the equal pace, equal slope, meaningful BC leg. So it's, all in all, this is very nice. Also, guys, if we will drop time frame even more, here you could find the butterfly pattern on the 50-minute chart. As you can see, this butterfly also maybe could shift to this hanging shoulders or something of that sort. That could push the background for a possible starting of the upside bounce. So just if you're interested with this setup, keep an eye on some patterns on the 15-minute chart. Just could let you take the position to and place some stops, but stop probably will be definitely below this area because market will fail to hold and starting up from the retracement and just will break this ABCD support and market will continue to move down. So that's why it's very small stop could be placed. Situation is very similar to what we have on the Euro accounts. So that setup that we have in the gold market currently, guys, I did not see something else. Tomorrow we'll be watching for possible grabbers on the daily chart. This will be interesting. But right now we have this ABCD. So if you're interested with it, just you could use it for possible trading on intraday session.